Back in September of last year, I went to this church and they had a guest preacher for that service. And that preacher told a story about him and his father that has stuck with me since then. I talked about it on Facebook back then, and I talked about it on Total Motivation online. So I'm going to share it with you all here on the Sunday Word Report. This preacher told the story about him and his father. His father was a cruel, mean person. The father abused him, his siblings, and their mother. And they all had, the children, they all had grown to dislike, or you could even say hate for their father. Years passed, and the preacher, was telling about how his father had became real sick with throat cancer and had tuberculosis. And the preacher was talking about how he just recently got saved and was going to the hospital to try to help his father see that it was very important that he accept Jesus Christ into his life. Now, the father was so full of hate and anger and negativity. All the father was doing, he was just fussing and fussing, was telling the son, go get me some cigarettes, go get me some cigarettes. He was not hearing what his son was saying. Even though the son was just as clear as day with his words, the father just couldn't understand or did not want to hear what his son was saying. So the son said, okay, Dad, I'll go get you some cigarettes. The preacher said he walked out of that hospital room. He said he just cried, because he knew that his father was truly in trouble. Not health-wise, but when it comes to his soul, his father was in trouble. But the preacher said he was in that hallway and he heard the Lord speak to him and tell him, go in there, go back in there and tell your father you forgive him for everything he has done. The son, the preacher, he went back in there and told his dad, Dad, I forgive you for what you've done to me. I forgive you what you've done to my siblings. I forgive you what you've done to mama. I forgive you. And just by the son, by the preacher telling his father, I forgive you, the father started to cry. He started to cry. The father never, asked for forgiveness, but his son went to his father and said, I forgive you. The father could clearly understand what was going on, and he was able to accept Jesus Christ into his life before he died. So why am I telling this story here? I'm here to report to you today. Forgive those who need to be forgiven. And if you need someone to forgive you, go seek forgiveness. Now, when you go seek forgiveness, be real about it. Don't just say, forgive me. Tell that person, tell the people why you need to be forgiven. Now, it's up to them whether they accept it or not, but you done your part. And when it comes to people coming, telling you they're sorry for what they done to you, if they ain't 100% real about it, just take it for what it is. Just take it for what it is. I'm gonna be real with you. Just because someone apologized to you don't mean you gotta be buddy-buddy with them. You can love people from a distance. You can pray for people. Let God take care of them. Don't try to do it by yourself. Let God be God. When you forgive someone and when you go asking for forgiveness, that's for you. And let me tell you this, when it comes to forgiving others, sometimes you just gotta tell people, I forgive you. I forgive you for what you've done. I forgive you. You never know what those 3 words can do. Those 3 words help a father who is full of hate, full of anger, full of negativity. That helped that father see that it was very important to say, you know what? I need to accept Jesus Christ into my life. Forgiveness is a powerful thing. It's very powerful. And I report to you today that if you just open up your heart, your mind, your soul, and forgive those who have done you wrong and seek forgiveness, I guarantee you God will open up doors that you thought would never be open. He will do things you thought could never be done. I thank God for the opportunity to show love. I thank God for the opportunity to get it right. Because he woke me up this morning and started me on my way. I should have been dead and gone, but by his grace and mercy, by him forgiving me for what I done yesterday. Think about how you done something wrong yesterday that should have had you to die yesterday. But see, when we wake up every morning, it's brand new mercy. It's about his grace and mercy that we are still here. God has forgiven you. Look at your mess. Look at your junk. God can clean up the filthiest, dirtiest person in the world and make them whiter than snow. I dare you to trust in the Lord today. I dare you to step out on faith. I dare you to step outside yourself and forgive someone and seek forgiveness. So many people are full of hate, anger. Their blessings is not coming. They just stuck in one place because they are not seeking forgiveness, nor is they forgiving someone. Forgive, and if you got to, seek forgiveness. That's my report. I'm gonna stay great, stay safe, be blessed.